मेरा सवाल है आपको
हाँ।
कि जो आपका मैंने आपका इंस्टाग्राम का पेज देखा, तो फ्रॉम
हाँ।
स्टार्टिंग टू अभी तक जो भी आपने डिजाइन्स बनाए उसमें पहले से लेकर अभी तक काफी इम्प्रूवमेंट्स है और बहुत सारे मतलब अच्छे अच्छे पैटर्न्स निकल के आए हैं। तो मैं ये पूछना चाहता हूँ कि जब आप काम करते हैं विद द वीवर्स और दूसरे जो स्टेक होल्डर्स है आपके डायरेक्टली उनके साथ काम करते हैं आप, तो कॉन्स्टेंटली उनका भी अपस्किलिंग का जरूरत होता होगा, तो क्या कुछ प्रोसेस आप करते हैं उनके साथ सो दैट?
So there are two parts. One is designing the textile with weavers, and another part is tailoring, which is like stitching and making the dress finally. So first जो part है उसमें like weaving, so we don't interfere actually. We don't upskill them. Rather we think that we do know very less. They know traditionally. They have some different terminology, traditional terminology for different designs, and those designs are not even in the museum here. So how can I come with my idea of design like they? So we follow them. We try to learn different patterns and different pattern of weaving from them, and we like improvise our color sense and little bit according to that. You know. So suppose my weaver comes and says, do this color, combine these three colors and do it in this process. So that might be very good. We used to do it in long back. He suppose tells me. So I'll say, okay, let's try it. So we try it. So that's how things comes out. Sometimes sometimes we find some fabric sample, and that's very interesting, like very interesting pattern of weaving. Some old fabric we found from somewhere. I show it to my weaver. I ask him, what is this? He said, oh, this is like this technique of dyeing. You do this technique of dyeing, then we can weave it. I said, okay, let's try it. So like that we have progressed. But for the stitching part, yes, we are still the not stitching part. For the cutting part, so cutting also makes a huge difference, because you once you cut, you actually waste piece of fabric. So in Japan, they in their philosophy of cutting a fabric is actually very different from us actually. So they cut a fabric in a way that there is not even a single piece is called, you can call cut away, you can throw it. So it's absolutely zero waste. Yeah. So the idea is the patterns, the cutting patterns we follow in India is very much influenced by Iranian or Turkish pattern of cutting traditionally, and also British influence in it. So we do that, you know. But in Japan, when they make a kimono or their traditional dress, whatever it is, other traditional dresses, I mean, they cut in a way that you don't waste. It's very simple aesthetics. So what happens? Always a piece of fabric is a square, or a rectangle, right?
Yeah.
So if you cut it in a straight line, then you don't waste any piece. But the moment you cut it in a curve, like a circular cuts, then you actually waste the other part of the circular cut. In India, we all follow that circular cut pattern. Most of the people follow, but in Japan, they don't follow it. They have their own patterns, which is straight cut, so you don't waste any single piece. There is no cut pieces thrown anywhere because it's part of the fabric. It's pre-calculated. We are trying that as well, in cutting style and all that. Somehow it's very difficult to communicate this to a tailor because all the tailoring school in India, even I won't name the biggest fashion schools in India, everybody teach cutting pattern in circular pattern. That's called circular pattern. Where in US and in other countries, the zero waste conscious designers, they are following completely Japan pattern. The limit, there are limitations, of course, in this pattern of straight cutting. You have to think a lot to make different dresses because it's very limited. You can make limited kind of designs. You have to accept certain flaws or certain things for that dress. Uh, so so we trying to follow that. We are upgrading our masters, our cutting people, our tailors about that. But it's very difficult because, you know, it's very new. It's a very alien thing for even designers in India. Because we are following the Iranian pattern of cutting a trouser, cutting a, even the shirt I'm wearing, this is Iranian pattern of cutting. This is called Punjabi in Bangla. This is like a shirt, summer shirt, white summer shirt, traditional white shirt. But this cutting is circular. It comes from Iran. In Japan, they don't have these things. Uh, we are trying to make few. We are trying to balance it in somehow. You know, where we also make more
That
designs.
was exactly my question. Like you are trying to bring the Japanese technique of cutting to India. तो in that
Yeah.
case आप कैसे मतलब खुद से कुछ खुद ही ट्राई करते हो या फिर अपने आर्टिसंस के साथ कैसे
नहीं,
इंडल्ज
खुद
करते
ही
हो?
ट्राई करना पड़ता है और उनको समझाना पड़ता है कि हाउ वी कैन, बिकॉज so Japan and India, it's not very far. It's all in this part of the world, and we share a lot of cultural things as well. And in dress also, you find the similarities because there is something called fotua in Bengal, which is like a farmer's dress. Fatua, we call it farmer or like labor dress, and you find the same design in Thailand as a farmer's vest, like little different, little improvised, and you find the same thing in Vietnam and also in Japan, like almost similar dress for similar class of people. So we are trying to follow that Indian fotua, like Bengal, that fotua, and trying to cut it into that Japanese style and, you know, improvise into that. Also for cutting a trouser, we are trying to follow that. We don't waste fabric. And we are a small boutique. We also have to follow from the both way. You know, we develop designs from our own. Also, we develop design from a collective way. You know, like a collective understanding of aesthetics and multiple things. Also, weather is a very important thing to understand the design and create a design. You know.
इसके बाद मेरा एक और क्वेश्चन था आपसे जो थोड़ा
Uh,
क्लब है थोड़ा मतलब स्टार्टिंग से मैं अगर आपसे आपको पूछना चाहूँ जैसे हमने स्टार्टिंग से कुछ डिस्कस किए ऑन लाइक एनवायरमेंटल इम्पैक्ट्स क्या है
uh,
ऑफ फैशन इंडस्ट्री और
mm,
आप जो व्यूअर्स है उनको थोड़ा फास्ट फैशन जो होता है उसका जो ट्रेंड है और बाहर कैसा है और इंडिया में क्या है उसका ट्रेंड और जो फास्ट फैशन की वजह से जो एक बहुत बड़ा वेस्ट का चैलेंज आ रहा है उसको टैकल करने के लिए आपने जो ये इनिशिएटिव शुरू किया है
mm.
उस टाइप ऑफ बिजनेस को आप कैसे जगह पे देखते हो लाइक जो सस्टेनेबल बिजनेसेस जो आपकी तरह ग्रो कर रहे हैं एक इकोसिस्टम तो होगा ही तो
Uh,
वो उसको लोग किस तरीके से अपना रहे हैं या
mm.
फिर लाइक पीपल आर स्टिल इग्नोरेंट और कुछ इस पे बात ही नहीं हो रही है कि क्या हो रहा है आप उस सिनेरियो के बारे में थोड़ा अगर बताएं
So I'll start it in a different note, from on a different note actually. So by 2021, we all know about the pollution and environmental challenges are coming every day towards us. You know, like how it's reacting, how what's happening. So somehow we all know about it. You know, we have this knowledge, but knowledge and consciousness are not same. You know, they are like two different things altogether somehow. So I have seen actually a lot of people who actually don't buy plastic water bottles, you know, like from shop, but still they buy fabrics which is chemical dyed because it's very cheap. So in India, the business scenario I would like to focus on. In India, we get fabric, kapda, t-shirt, jeans, whatever, sari, whatever. We get in a huge range of price. So you can buy a t-shirt for 100 rupees and you can buy a t-shirt for 2000 rupees or 5000 rupees. Now I'll try to explain how does it makes the difference, you know, like difference not to you, but to the environment, very simply. So I said this in the very beginning of this conversation that in India, we actually produce a lot of cotton. So that's how fabrics and kapda are very cheap to us. We can
Yeah.
wear it. We can buy it for $100. But the problem is, now suppose you buy a t-shirt from a street for 100 rupees. So what you are actually paying, I'll try to focus on that. So the moment you buy a t-shirt for 100 rupees, which means this t-shirt is made in a small factory near some river, and this factory doesn't have the permission or license to throw their wastage or something. Because if they had to get this license and permissions, they had to pay a lot of taxes, and to reduce the price to make it 100 rupees, they are using the most toxic chemical colors possible, like the most toxic chemical colors, and they are washing it with the cheapest soda possible, because they are reducing price for you, because so that you can buy it in 100 rupees. And all this water goes to your river and your land, and they're mixing other, not cotton, other things also, so that it becomes cheap and you can get it in cheap, and that goes to landfill. If you seen the photograph of Yamuna River in Delhi, and if you have
Yeah.
seen that
Beautiful.
river, and you see the foam floating around toward the river throughout the year, so let me clarify what it is. It is basically the foam came from the small garment factories across the, like beside the riverbed, like small uh, black market, illegal tiny factories producing 100 rupees t-shirt to sell in Delhi footpath, and
Okay.
jeans to sell it in Delhi footpath and wherever, and throwing all the water and all the chemicals to the river. So your 100 rupees t-shirt is basically the reason for your pollution. So my point is that this buying cheap garments are actually creating more pollution, because for giving you cheap, the companies are sacrificing on more toxic chemicals, and also reducing the wages for the laborers, so that you can get it in the, you know the cheapest price.
तो आई वाज सेइंग कि हम चिपेस्ट प्राइस में बाय करते हैं बट एनवायरनमेंट के लिए कॉस्ट भर देते हैं फिर बिकॉज दैट इज
Basically,
वही है.
basically that the moment you buy a sari, a chemical dyed sari, from the cheapest money, you basically pour like 60 liters of toxic chemicals and soda on river, because that water and that chemical is needed to produce that sari, that chemical sari. So this is the one side of like cheap products. On the other hand side, there are like big companies making same chemical things, and like big fashion brands making same chemical things. At least the difference is they have a license, so that they can do more. They have a license, so they use certain chemicals, but still it's chemical, and still they throw it in the river with the government permission. That's the difference, and their price value is like 10 times higher than that. So now these two only exist in fashion industry majorly. This organic fashion is very less, actually. People are very less aware of it, actually. So now slowly there are brands coming up and people are interested in this kind of thing, and it's happening. But even if you buy a big brand product or you buy a cheap product, it's all chemical dyed, and there is toxic chemical involved, and it's all throwing into your river. So you're actually paying much more than just a couple of 100 rupees or 500 rupee notes. That's how it's impacting the environment. So your river is not because it's black, not because that some unknown people are throwing unknown things. It's black because you are wearing chemical dye dress, and you are buying every day much and more in more cheaper price and gifting it to family and people, and all these things is happening.
So now my question is, through the natural dyeing process and
Yeah.
weaving natural like fabrics, using natural fabrics for making clothes, can that thing replace the whole contemporary scenario जो भी है अभी चल रहा है जो भी उसको हम पूरी तरीके से क्या उसको रिप्लेस कर सकते हैं या फिर अप टू अ सर्टेन एक्सटेंट कुछ भी?
कर सकते हैं, अगर इंडिया में बहुत मुश्किल है, बिकॉज we somehow, in terms of our psychology and all these things, we actually consume a lot more garments that we actually need. हम सबके पास एटलीस्ट 10 ट्राउजर और 5 जैकेट और 8 शर्ट और 12 टी शर्ट होते हैं, all of us, you know. Because we buy, we get gift, we give gift, and they're all garments. They're all mostly, it's never any other thing. It's 90% time it's garments. So, मुश्किल है थोड़ा. People has to understand this thing that you're gifting, in your gift, you're actually gifting a poison also to your environment. Hopefully there are a lot of people in India right now exactly working on this note and trying to reduce all kind of, so there is a consciousness developing, you know, like there are people coming up who understand this thing that okay, we'll not buy 10 dress in a year, we'll buy 2 dress, and we'll buy something which is ethically made, the labors are actually well paid, the dress are not made of chemicals which didn't toxify my river, but I'll do that. So that's how people are shifting. People are shifting to organic food, people are shifting to organic garments, and that's the trend coming up. And for India it will be much more, because actually in India colors are easily available. Like a lot of colors we can find from India. It just we are called from, even like from Egyptian, like long back, from ancient time, we are called as a country of colors, you know, like we have all the colors. We have, so it can be made, and it was like that even 100 years back. In all the villages, people used to do that. They used to color their fabrics in their own flowers and their own techniques. So that was there. So
Other
yeah.
than cotton, what are the other natural fibers that we can use to weave?
The natural fiber is very simple. There are 2 type of natural fibers. Natural fibers. One is plant-based natural fibers. One is protein-based and natural fibers. The plant-based are basically cotton, jute, hemp, for instance. In Uttarakhand, a lot of people are now working on hemp production and stuff like that. And whatnot. Other thing also, like people are making fabric from lotus things, and lot of stuff are coming up all over the world and also in India. And the protein based are basically silk and wool. These two majorly actually. So they are also produced pretty well in India actually. They are sustainable factories. They don't harm any natural thing and all that.
It was it was very enlightening and knowing about all these kind of weaving techniques and dyeing patterns and other aspects of clothes that we wear. From now onwards, we will definitely look into the kind of dye it is used. जो भी हम खरीद रहे हैं उसके लिए हम देखेंगे जरूर.
हाँ, बहुत जरूरी है ये. This point is very important, that whenever you buy a cloth, just think about a bucket of, you know, that color which has been thrown away to the river, because that's what happening actually.
अभी हम आपके दोरजी शांति निकेतन का जो प्रोडक्ट्स है उसके बारे में थोड़ा जानना चाहेंगे. अगर कोई आपको रीच आउट करना चाहता है या फिर बाय करना चाहता है, व्हाट काइंड ऑफ सर्विसेज बेसिकली आप ऑफर करते हैं किसी इंडिविजुअल को?
So we make all kind of dress, but mostly primarily we try to make gender neutral garments and in terms of the design and that part, because this is also very important in today's world, like to think about it, and I think fashion can take that part majorly to change the society, the way it looks at gender, in especially in India,
Yeah.
especially in our society and all. So it's a very big responsibility for fashion people to uh, make it as gender neutral uh, possible, because it's needed in India. So we do that. And the post you're talking about, it is we started this initiative for Dorji Upcycle. Dorji Upcycle is our another initiative which just started
Okay.
it. Uh, so there we are collecting old fabrics from people, and so they are sending it to us. We're making a bank of it, and from that we'll make new garments. We'll keep on making, eventually slowly making garments and other products, and whoever sending us the old garments will get a discount whenever they buy garments for us, like upcycled garments or upcycled products from us.
They can connect directly through your LinkedIn, through your, sorry, Instagram.
Yeah, they can directly text us on Instagram, and we'll just share our address. So they can just send it to us, and we will keep it. We'll eventually start making it, and whenever they like, even the piece is not sent by them, maybe somebody else send some different denim, and so yeah, whatever they buy, we'll give you a discount on that. This will solve many problems, I hope. It will solve landfills, it will solve the space in your cupboard, and also new garments on discount. So yeah.
हमने बहुत सारे एस्पेक्ट्स के बारे में बात कर लिया, और फैशन इंडस्ट्री, उसका दूसरे चीजों के साथ रिलेशन, और जो आप कर रहे हैं आपका इनिशिएटिव के बारे में। तो लास्टली आप क्या बोलना चाहेंगे, लाइक टू द ऑडियंस?
Being conscious about every step you take, like, so there is, it's not a full thing. There are like steps, like steps about that. Like, people buy plastic bottles, people don't buy plastic bottles, but both of them buy chemical garments. So only plastic, not buying plastic bottles won't solve the pollution in a overall way, actually. Like, I have seen this trend in last couple of years, that many people do actually carry their water bottles everywhere they go, so that they don't need to buy plastic bottles. So yeah, so it can happen, but problem is, the moment it comes to big brands like Levi's and H&M, so all this, the moment this big brand comes, they are still not natural dye. Okay, they are still chemical dyed and toxic, equally toxic. But because the problem is, natural dye depends on some natural elements, like sunlight, like some certain things, which is still not a very industrial form of producing garments. So they couldn't adopt it yet. They're trying. They will soon. They'll release their collection, but still it's not very adopted to them. So what they're doing, like, I saw H&M started hand painted, hand designed flower motif dresses, like 2 months back. They launched in a very cheap price. Yeah, you must, there are like ads everywhere of H&M flower motif dress, for summer outfit, and those flowers are hand drawn, not hand drawn like somebody draw it then printed on textile, but they're all in chemical colors. It gives you the flower feel, but it's not at all flowery. It's the toxic chemical flower you're buying.
Yeah, thank you for like enlightening us on
Thank you so much.
this topic. This was really like helpful, और आई होप जो लोग देख रहे हैं इसको, उनको भी थोड़ा बहुत ये हेल्पफुल रहा होगा। तो
I hope so.
आई थिंक बहुत अच्छा लगा आपसे बात करके।
Same here, Saubhagya. Same here. Really nice to talk to you. And I'm glad that way you are working in Odisha. In future, we can collaborate in some way, and
Sure.
work for the better environment. Finally, you know.
We share the common goal.
Yeah, yeah,
ठीक है।
exactly.
तो हम लोग इस पे आगे काम भी करेंगे। तो फ्यूचर में भी हम लोग अगर कुछ इससे रिलेटेड कुछ और टॉपिक्स आए हमारे पास, वी विल डेफिनेटली कनेक्ट और आपके साथ बात
Sure,
करना पसंद करेंगे।
sure, sure, definitely.